So you go to school, then you go to the gym, but then what do you do? Because you know for a fact that if you don't have anything to do when you get back home, you're just going to scroll, right? Maybe you're watching videos like these or whatever, like productivity things, and you think you're being all productive, but let's be honest, you're not. And you can't even go to the gym every single day because that won't be good for your gains, right? I only go 4 times a week. That's literally half the week. And so what else do you do in that time? You have 3 days where you come back home and you've got nothing to do. So what do you do? If you really care about building muscle, like this is like your core purpose in life right now, like you really, really want to build muscle more than anything else, then you have to align 100% of your life to this goal. In order to achieve this goal, you have got to make it your entire life. I did this when I first started my journey, and after about a couple of years, 2 or 3 years, I got to the point where I was happy with my physique. Obviously, I'm not just going to stop, but I was happy to the point where I could move on to other things, like, for example, making these YouTube videos. But initially, if you align 100% of everything you do in your life to this goal of building muscle, then you will skyrocket your progress in comparison to other people who just go, they just go to the gym 4 times a week and then they just scroll for ages. Because you want to do something else. Because you're watching these videos, right? You want to be like productive. You want to keep working towards your goal, even when you can't be in the gym. So I've got 3 ideas that will help you do this, right? Align 100% of your life to this goal. And the first idea is to, I hate to say it, but consume content, not just consuming content like TikTok or whatever. Make all of the content you consume on YouTube, on TikTok or whatever, delete TikTok first of all, on YouTube, make it about fitness, make it about building muscle, about health, everything like that, whether it's my videos or these 3 people on screen. These are the ones who have helped me the most. These are basically the only 3 people I listen to, right? If you're watching like Mr. Beast and whatever, like loads of things going up on screen and bangs and everything, then you won't make as much progress in your fitness journey. You just won't. That's not how it works. Now, it's obviously better to just, go outside and do stuff, and I'll get onto that in a minute, but consuming content-wise, you shouldn't be consuming anything other than the thing you are focusing on. Like currently, I just watch these 3 people, and that's basically it. I don't really watch anything else, right? How many people are you subscribed to right now? Do you have like notifications coming up when someone uploads? If you actually want to make progress in this goal, then you have got to eliminate any person on social media who is not aligning you to that goal. These are the 3 people who I recommend. So first of all, we've got Paul Saladino. So he talks about the animal-based diet. So he eats the same sort of diet that I'm eating. So meat, eggs, fruit, raw dairy, that kind of thing. And then we've got this guy called Dr. Anthony Chafee, and he's strict carnivore, so he only eats meat. I want to try that because I actually feel better when I eat meat rather than eating fruit, and I'll experiment with that in the future. But these 2 people provide unbelievable insights into health and nutrition. So rather than like, the basic like bodybuilders or whatever, they're talking about drinking protein shakes and, like taking all these like weird supplements and stuff like mass gainer and whatever, and it's just destroying your health. They're doing like 10,000 calorie challenges, like it's just ridiculous. These 2 people are actually concerned about real health. Like this is a real nutrition, how we're supposed to eat as humans. The content they post online has absolutely changed my life in terms of my health and therefore my fitness. I'm noticing absolutely phenomenal progress from eating the diet that they recommend. So I would consider this healthy content to consume. And then we've got Hamza, who is in the self-improvement space, and you've probably heard him before. And he has changed my life also with the content that he creates. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. So these 3 people are absolute fantastic recommendations from me. These are the 3 people, like basically, if you're watching someone who hasn't impacted your life, who hasn't changed your life, even if that's me, if I haven't changed your life in any way, then unsubscribe. You should only be watching people who actually change your life. And these are the 3 people who have done it for me. And just like Hamza, I have a school community that goes into more advanced education, just like this. And also you can network with people on here who are on the same path as you and have the same knowledge as you. There is not a single better place to learn about fitness within high school than this program right here. The Growth Effect program is all you need. You get access to all of these courses, literally like 4 years worth of knowledge that I have compiled, all condensed into these courses. So you literally don't need YouTube. You don't even need to watch YouTube anymore, right? You can just be in this space and you can talk to these people who have the same goals as you, as I said. And of course you get one-to-one access with me. So if you're confused about anything or you need help with this or that, then I am there to help you and essentially be your teacher. So that is the first link in the description. Go and check that out. Now, idea 2 is to implement more of those like morning routine, nighttime routine type of thing. So maybe, for example, you do the cold shower because that helps with recovery, right? Maybe you do some stretching. So after you finish the gym, you just start doing some stretches or something to make sure you don't get injured as much. Perhaps you fix your, I mean, this should be a necessity anyway, but fixing your sleep, making sure you go to the bed at the exact same time and wake up at the exact same time every single day, allocating 9 hours in bed. So instead of sitting there and just like mindlessly scrolling on TikTok or whatever, then you could be implementing these steps. Obviously, if you're going to watch YouTube, then I'd recommend these three, as I just said, but you should have a morning and nighttime routine anyway, because I find that this has just helped with recovery. Obviously, if you have a good nighttime routine, then you get to sleep better. And if you get to sleep better, that helps with recovery. Basically, you want to look at all these like external ideas of how to improve your muscle, right? Because first of all, if I don't eat well, then I'm not going to gain as much muscle. If I don't recover as well, I'm not going to gain as much muscle. So even though I'm not actually spending time in the gym, I'm not spending time lifting weights or anything like that, I am still building muscle in a sense, right? Now, the final idea is to essentially spend the rest of your time when you are not in school, maybe at the weekends or something, just being outside. Rather than sitting inside and just scrolling content, as I said, you should be outside and actually getting some cardio in. Because cardio, you can't overtrain cardio. You can overtrain weightlifting, as I said, like you can't be in the gym all day, every single day. But you can do with cardio. Like I do sprints every other day, and they feel absolutely phenomenal. They offer, your heart is a muscle too. Cardiac hypertrophy is the same as muscle hypertrophy. Your heart can get bigger, so that means basically everything will improve. If your heart gets bigger, then you'll be able to recover fat. But everything will work in unison, so you will gain more muscle by doing more cardio in a sense. And of course, you're getting like the extra things like you're training your hamstrings or your glutes or whatever, while you're sprinting, for example. On the bike, you're training your quads, everything. You could even just play some football. Like I do this sometimes. I haven't done it for a while, actually. You just go out and play some football with your mates. Or just do it by yourself, it's fine. Right, look at this knuckleball here, by the way. Beautiful. I missed, though. But why don't you actually just spend more time outside rather than just like rotting away in your room consuming mindless productivity videos, even if it's these videos? If I've actually done my job correctly, you will stop consuming my content and you will actually implement it into your life and go outside and live a fulfilling life, because this is more fun than sitting here scrolling, and you know it is. You know it is. So go out like on the bikes with your mates and do some like scary stuff. There's these things called the drops, like where I live, and they're like really steep. You don't look it on camera here, but they are like really steep. And I was like procrastinating for ages on my bike, like, oh, I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it. And my mate was like, come on, go, 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 go. And after about 10 minutes of like procrastinating, I finally did it. It was terrifying, but it's like this big drop here. And I know it doesn't look really bad at all, but trust me, it's like that in real life. It's horrible. But why don't you just go outside and do some interesting stuff like that? You have stories to tell. You've got that cardio in. You've been active. You want to have better fit. You want to improve your fitness, right? You want to become physically fit. This is how you do it. It's not just weightlifting. That'll make you all stiff and horrible. So do that, obviously, to make sure you look good, but also do this. You'll also get a little bit leaner anyway, right? When you do more cardio, you'll naturally just get more leaner. So I can't recommend cardio enough, and just getting outside and doing stuff, even if it's just walking, right? Walking is a fundamental human movement. We should be doing it anyway. That's what our ancestors were doing all day. They were just walking around, and then they'd find an animal and they'd sprint after it and kill it, and then they'd eat like one meal a day, and that was it. That's how we were supposed to live. So being outside all day is the only thing you need to do, right? So all the time that obviously you can implement these things like the morning, nighttime routine and watching good content. But the only things you should be doing outside of the gym and school is being outside anyway. And once you align 100% of your life to this goal, you will achieve it, I promise. That is what I have done, and that is when I have noticed the most results, when I implemented these 3 steps. And if you want to make even faster progress, as I said, then every single piece of information you could ever possibly need will be in this program right here, the Growth Effect program. And of course, you get one-on-one access to me, so you literally cannot fail. You have no reason not to succeed in your goals. For example, if there's a day where you don't feel like going to the gym, you best believe that the guys in here will motivate you and force you to go to the gym so that you stay on track with your goals. Once you join this program, there's no going back. There's no chance you'll be like that little skinny kid anymore who's like trying to get productive, trying to go to the gym. No, once you join this program, you are that guy. You have already built the muscle. Mentally, you have already built the muscle. And within a few months, within a year, you will have built that muscle. I guarantee it. So to change your life, this is the program you need. Click the first link in the description. I will see you over there. Good night.